I was actually homeless and on food stamps. I moved to Oklahoma and couldn't get a job and lost everything after the crash, and started getting into real estate and started taking some personal development courses. And within 3 years, my company is revenue over $1 million or two, up to $2 million a year.
Welcome to Live, Let Thrive, a podcast about the Airbnb life, the share economy, and everything in between. Here are your hosts, Myka and Steve.
Hello, hello, hello.
And welcome back to another exciting episode of
Live,
Let
Thrive. A little off the mark on that one, but it's all good, man. We just interviewed an awesome interviewee. Yeah, an interviewee named Adam James.
Yeah.
And he just, we're still shaking. It was like an awesome interview. He blew our minds. We're motivated. We're actually going to go out and do the change, be the change, move the mountains, all that stuff. Episode 38. You are going to love this episode. And we got, a great guy. You're gonna hear it. We don't have to say much. You're going to hear it. How you been, Myka?
I've been good. I want you guys to excuse me for being quiet during this episode. The whole time this dude was talking, I was sitting here on my phone making notes, writing business plans, because this dude knows how to inspire you. After listening to this episode, you will be inspired to buy a property. I don't know about buy a property, but get somebody's property.
Arbitrage.
And arbitrage it.
Remember that word, arbitrage. You're like, what the hell is arbitrage? You'll see.
Remember that word.
You're going to write that word down right now, arbitrage, and then just let it fill in itself what it is, fill in the wings, the claws, the head, the tail, everything. You're going to picture that. You're going to be the arbitrage.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
So that's what this episode's about. A great guest, Adam James. You're gonna love it. And just go ahead and we've said enough. Go ahead and listen, and boom, here you go. And we have with us Adam James. Give Adam James a hand, everybody.
Thank you. I can thank my mom, my dad, and all the little people.
All the little people.
And all the people that made this happen. So I was going to say thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
So we're Adam. First off, who the hell are you, man?
There we go.
You know what? I have been trying to figure that out for the last. I'm not going to give my age myself. So, so we both. If we were get ontological, we have a lot to talk about. No, just a little simple thing about me, man. I am a short. I'm a real estate. I own a real estate investment firm called Velocity Innovations. I also own a corporate housing short-term corporation too. Okay, corporate housing. We're renaming that. We're in the process of that. I got a degree in finance, and I got a master's in engineering, believe it or not.
Oh, nice.
And yeah. And I hated it. And just to let you know a little bit something, man, about anything. But in 2013, I was actually homeless and on food stamps. I moved to Oklahoma and couldn't get a job and lost everything after the crash, and started getting into real estate and started taking some personal development courses. And within 3 years, my company is revenue over $1 million or two, up to $2 million a year.
Shoot.
And a lot of it is from the short-term corporate housing. And so, even though I had all these degrees, there was still something that was missing, that if it was present will make a difference. And we can go over all that, which is a lot of that is the short-term housing and courses. So that's a little bit about me.
So I've heard of corporate housing. What exactly is short-term corporate housing?
Well, short-term, that could go a lot of ways. You've heard of short-term houses, which is your Airbnb, which is great.
Yeah.
After I started doing short-term housing, I could tell you how I got into that. But that was amazing. I tripled my rental income per month.
Nice.
But then I discovered that corporate housing short term is beneficial. It's actually better. So short term corporate housing, if you guys don't mind, it's basically a different clientele. When you're on Airbnb or VRBO, you're just getting individuals. But just imagine what will open up if corporations will contact you, like your airline companies, your insurance companies, like, hey, we would like to place our senior, the people that work for me, we want them to come and stay at your place. And that's when a whole new world opens up for you.
Nice.
We can talk about that.
So,
and can I tell you something? I'm one of the only ones I develop. I'm not saying that there's not other people that don't do corporate housing, but I think I'm the only one that actually teaches or is doing the way that I'm doing to get past a lot of the no's. I use corporate housing to get past the no that people say I will not do short-term housing. And I get past that through an arbitrage, which if you guys want to discuss, we can. So,
what? Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Define an arbitrage. Like, what is an arbitrage?
Well, okay, in the financial terms, an arbitrage is basically a riskless investment. I wouldn't say risky, but what people do, they'll buy one currency and then go sell it in another currency that is higher, and they keep the spread. And you guys can look that up. But when it comes to an arbitrage in real estate, right, there's different ways you can do this. And when it comes to short-term housing, is that I find a house that's for rent, right?
Yeah.
I go there and I rent it, and then I sublease that place. I don't own it. I sublease it out to like Airbnb, and then I get to keep that spread. So I don't have any of the risk of going to the bank. If something breaks, the landlord opens it and it has to fix everything. That's what I do. I stopped buying rentals. I don't do that anymore. I do nothing but arbitrage.
I love
it. Some people, yes, I don't do that anymore.
So you're completely out of the buying real estate game. You're using
I'm done. No, I don't. The only time I buy real estate is for flipping. But when it comes to the cash flow, I do nothing but arbitrage. But the dilemma is that you have to get past the do not sublease clause, which 99% of everybody that you talk to is like, no, I can't screen. I have cracked the code. I know how to get past that. That's why I don't get no's.
And how do you do that?
Well, I can give you some of the steps, and a lot. It's a lot. The detail, but it's language. There is everything is language. Nothing exists out of language. Believe it or not, you can call one thing a burger, and another place is a choux filet, and then it's what you say about it. So when I go to these owners, I never say, "Hey, I want to Airbnb your place out." I don't do that, and I'm willing to always go over the script, but I always talk about, hey, listen, I have a corporate housing company, and then I talk about the benefits of my company, what it does for the community and them, and they say, listen, I can't go through all that. It would take forever. But once it altered from the corporate housing, then when they give us the contract, they cross that off, and because with corporate housing guys, you can lease that out to anybody you want. And then that's how you get past that short-term housing. And then you go right back on the Airbnb and put it up.
Oh, nice.
That's how, you see what I'm saying? It's just language. Sure, if you say Airbnb, they're going to say, heck no. If you say corporate housing, I'm giving you, that's what's happening. So what is open up, guys, if you don't mind me talking, if you notice that the number one industries in America right now, like, for example, the number one media company is Facebook. But they own none of their media, right? None of it.
Right.
The number one transportation business is Uber. But they own no cars. The number one material for buying like materials is Alibaba, but they own any of that. So you go there if you want to buy fabrics. And so this is what makes the arbitrage so amazing, because one, now anyone can get in the real estate game. They don't have to worry about going to the disdainment of going to the bank and putting 20% down, which you will not see that payback period to about 10 to 20 years. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I offer my client if they need coaching or they go to my course I'm producing, is that I really want everyone to have financial freedom in a world that works for them through corporate housing and short-term rentals.
And the biggest real estate arbitrage there is Airbnb, right?
Yeah, and I forgot the biggest one. Thank you. You see, guys, when you get my age, you start forgetting. But the biggest one is Airbnb. But I would like to invite you guys to consider something. Airbnb is great, and I will continue to encourage people to do that. I'm getting to the point that I'm even outgrowing that. You can even get that. So we can talk about that too. Yeah, most of my clients now are not coming from Airbnb now. I'm getting the nurses, the doctors, and I can really show and teach people how to really do that. But I'm getting the Airbnb rates for like 3 and 4 months. Mm-hmm. If you don't mind, I could tell you about my last deal I just did last weekend, which was pretty amazing.
Go ahead, please.
Well, I got contacted, and I'm really giving you guys some secrets. I got contacted from someone that they were something happened to their pipes, and something was looking there, and they needed a place to stay. Now, I was booked all through Airbnb, my little $200 a night or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, what can you afford? When she told me, she said, well, this is not me paying, and I'm giving you guys some. It's my insurance company. And when she told me the amount, I was like, wow. And I said, well, listen, let me see if I can help you. And she told me she needed 2 or 3 months, and so I was able to find someone who had a full furnished house. They got moved, and the house was just sitting there. So I called the individual out, guys, and this is a freebie, everyone. And I said, hey, what would you take for a month rent? And they told me $2,000. But the insurance company was going to pay $5,000. Guess who made the difference?
You did.
Exactly. So I got a contract with them and the insurance company. The insurance company pays me. They sent me $6,000 2 days later. Literally FedEx it. Beautiful. Got the family in there. Everything worked out. Everybody's happy.
Now, here's my question on that.
Go ahead.
Are you paying lights, water, gas, all that, or
all that was included in that too? Yes, it's fully inclusive. It's an Airbnb, but I arbitraged it, right?
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. So I made that. So with integrity, because without integrity, nothing works. Right. I asked when the house that I got from, I said, what does it cost for you to run that whole house and you to make some money? And she gave me that price. She said, listen, if I can make this, because you got to understand, her mortgage is probably $1,300, lights and gas is probably $300, and so she's making $400 or $500 a month. And I even everything that I said, well, listen, I'm going to take half the deposit, and anything I make over what you want, do I have permission to keep? She said, no problem.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's what this short term does. So. And I teach a lot of my students how to do that. It's a lot more easier. That you got to negotiate with the adjuster. I even show people how to even do it, how to find that information. It's really not that difficult. So
it's crazy that this is Steve, by the way, and on the
hey,
other
Steve,
mic.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing, man?
Now, who the hell are you? Who the hell are you? We're all trying to figure that out. So who's this guy with this? Hey, what's this podcast called? I'm joking, guys. Steve,
I know. Which one am I on?
Steve is an amazing human being. He is so committed that whoever is listening has a transformed life, that they're living the life that they want. And I just appreciate even being on here, an opportunity to really share and make a difference like you two are. Really, thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah, the pleasure's ours for sure. I mean, we're
thank
learning
you for the opportunity.
We're learning a lot. We talked to your buddy Al. He blew us away, and you remind us a lot like Al. He's just
Al's my mentor. I'm gonna be straight. Al, I bought Al's course, and then I atomized it. But man, I wouldn't be here for the if it wasn't for that powerful man, Al. Man, I highly recommend everyone get his course. What is it? Landlord? I don't remember. I don't remember. Landlord. Bad plug. Al, please get from me.
Yeah, we'll put it on the.
Well, we got it on the show
Listen,
notes.
guys, definitely get his course. It's the foundation of what I do, and I was building it. We even partner on the course together, and I have my own. I'm making my own right now. So that's it.
Nice. We'll start our DFW chapter over here. Start spreading it.
I appreciate that.
Question, Greg, since you now do rental arbitrages, you're done with buying properties. are you now at the point of financial freedom? Like, do you work are you still in the corporate world?
No. I am full. I do what I want. I have freedom. I've been to 10 different countries this year. I was in Asia for a month. I do what I want. I live. I am the invented life.
Nice.
I invent me. And I have to tell you guys that when really people get the power of who they are, and they really get that they have the power to transform and do anything in their life, that's when life is really going to open up. And when I gave my word that this is the type of life Al and I did, it happened. And see, a lot of people, we can listen to a whole bunch of tapes. We can we can do a lot of things, and we can positive think. But the world doesn't respond to conceptual, like, oh, one day I'm going to do this. And if I read this, that, it responds to action. So I just invite everybody listening, like, what conversations in your brain right now that are stopping you from living the invented life? What conversations are you honoring that is keeping you from having the life that you want? And I would like to I'd invite you all to consider that those conversations are not real. It's just telling you that stuff, and it's keeping you reasonable. But if you want to get to the Steves and the people on the phone, the Als, where you have a life that you want, you got to not listen to those conversations that are telling you to be average. That's all I got to say about that.
And that's the thing, man. That's kind of where I'm at right now with my job. I've been there 20 years. It ain't something I want to do. And
Sure.
This past year, they're giving us unlimited overtime. Cool. I work doing more of a job that I hate. But it's paying good, and I got to start up my real estate last year pretty good. And so I'm like, okay, now, they're holding it's the golden shackles, And
I
then,
know what the golden shackles.
Yeah, and then this year, they're like, yeah, we're going to cut out overtime. So I went from all this money to like having to, oh shoot, you kind of get used to it. And I'm like, that's the thing, working for someone else. You never know at any given moment what they're going to do. They're in charge of your fate.
So how's that working out for you, knowing that?
It puts a fire under my ass to do something more, to be something more.
Hey, do you hear that? So can I ask you some questions? Because I know people are. So knowing that, like, how is that like for you? Knowing that your future is depending on someone else.
It sucks, man. Pisses me off.
Doesn't that piss you off?
It pisses me off, for real.
I got that. And everybody listening is pissed. I was pissed off too, but the fact that you're able to even recognize that gives you the power to do something. And so there's this quote I use. It's called the probable almost certain future. And I'm going to ask you this. Is that Steve? And so let me ask you something. So basically, if nothing changes, how do you see your future? So, and like everyone listening right now, everyone, you don't mind, do you guys do you have permission to do this?
Yeah. Good. Preach.
Look at your life and the things that are not working for you or not working as well. And really think, what is stopping you? And then ask yourself, literally take a minute. Like, if nothing changes, what is your probable almost certain future? What's going to happen in 10 years? My probable almost certain future was I was going to be depressed, at a job I hated, broke. When I sat there and really thought about that, I said, I got to do something. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just think about that. So, Steve, if nothing changes, what will be your probable almost certain future when it comes to your job if you stay there for the next 10 years? How do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Miserable, hating life, still
Love
just
it.
barely scraping by, and trying to build mountains out of molehills.
Wow. Dude, that was so amazing how straight you were with that. That scared me.
Scared me too. I'm like, holy shit, I need to do something.
I was like, dang, look at but see, do you really get that? And so now that that's there, now you have the power to invent a whole new possibility in a future for you to live into. You see?
Right.
Now, everything that I'm sharing right now, guys, is I went through this company called Landmark Education. I'm going to repeat that. I don't get paid from them. I don't get $1. It's called Landmark Education. we are so, and it has nothing to do with business. But landmark education is where all the gurus go, like Anthony Robbins, Les Brown. They all went there. Your Oprahs, they all went there. And what happens is it's just a personal development company that removes anything in your life that's blocking you from having the invented life. And so when I did that, after 2013, and I really saw the areas that were blocking me, when I got that, that's how my real estate took off. But so many people take so many courses in real estate, but they don't deal with the things, their blind spots, those things that you don't know, that you can't tackle. They don't ever deal with those blind spots, or those things that are stopping them from having this created, invented life. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you fix something you don't know? Like in my life, there was things that I didn't know that I don't know that was stopping me. It was out of my spectrum. But when I went there, I got the reasons why I was procrastinating, why I never took action. And boom, now I got involved in real estate, So does that make sense what I'm saying? What are you guys getting out of what I'm saying right now?
It's like, I guess fear is what was holding you back.
Well, let me ask you a question. Is fear, and I got that. I really get that, your perception of fear. But this fear really is that fear can, I invite you to offer something that fear is what we tell ourselves. Mm-hmm. And what happens is by you saying that you have that fear, you think that's an indicator is really happening in real life. But just imagine let me ask you a question. So fear holds you back. If fear wasn't there, who could you be when it comes to real estate?
I could be Donald Trump.
Okay, who else could you? Now that's a person, but who could you be as a person?
Whoever I wanted to be. I could.
And
yeah.
You could be what? Could you be happy? Could you be what? Who could you be that you can't be? Who can you be that you can't be by having fear? Like, for example, if fear, with fear, if fear is not there, right? I could be confident. I could be happy. I can be compassionate. But as long as fear is there, I can't be that. And now your possibility is limited in what you want to do when it comes to real estate. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, yeah.
A lot of sense.
Yeah. You see, our belief system limits us. So I invite you to consider, if fear wasn't there, you guys, if that thing that stopped you wasn't there, who could you be? God, you could be a millionaire.
You could be billionaire.
Exactly, man. So imagine if that wasn't there, and guess what? It's all made up. Just because you feel fear, doesn't mean that it's real. I invite you to look at that.
Okay,
that's why people. Yeah, go ahead.
I can picture, our listeners, nodding along in their car, getting fired up and hyped up, and then after they turn off the show, like, going to their job, how the hell, I got to pay, I got to have insurance, I got to have a salary, I got a wife and kids, I got mortgages. I mean, it's like, it's easy to say it, but I mean, how do you make a leap when you have all these obligations?
Well, let me ask you a question, and I got that. I really get that people listening right now, they're focusing on things that stop them. They're focused on their responsibility, right?
Yeah.
What if they focus on the opportunity they can make by taking that leap? The difference in families' lives that they can go by having a short term, that families can come together and you create a space where they can feel connected, that people will come out of town and they can go to that wedding, or that child that they wanted to adopt in Dallas, they couldn't have kids, or they stay at your place so they can get the adoption. I've experienced all that. Or that last wish of the family coming together to get married, and they're doing that at your house right before that father dies to see their daughter off. That's what I focus on. God, we're so powerful, Steve. You are. Everyone listening is so powerful. But it starts with a step. You think Martin Luther King didn't worry about every time he gave I Have a Dream speech that he wouldn't have gotten shot? Do you think Obama cared, or all these amazing people, the guy of Amazon? But what separates them from us? One thing separates them. Action. Yeah. The world doesn't respond to fear. The universe doesn't respond to what we think. It responds to action.
That's deep.
You throw your hat over the wall, and then you figure it out. You making this call right now, somebody's listening right now because of you two. And they're making a decision that's going to alter their life. That today, the possibility that I'm inventing myself is freedom, affinity, love, and they're doing that right now by listening to this.
That's true.
Right
Words of
now.
power.
Yeah, see, you live. Yeah, you're just going to live into your thoughts.
So what was that first step for you?
The first step, my first step was going to Landmark, where you're getting all this from. And when I really got that, a lot of people live, including myself, we live as though our feelings are real. But they're not. That's why you cry at the movies. It's not real. You see something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And when I really got that my feelings are basically, this is kind of ontological, that I'm not saying to avoid you, but my feelings are a response to past, and that I get to choose how I'm going to be and respond, then I live this life, man. I really have a mantra that whatever I touch turns to gold, that it always works out. That's why I do crazy stuff, and it does. Today, and I'm not bragging, today I made $112,000 from one of my real estate. Today. Now,
wow.
No, and I'm doing it again in 2 days. Mark this day. Is not because I'm greater than anyone or I'm better. Is that it's faith. I believe that what I touch happens. And that's the steps. And it keeps happening. I'm like, stuff just drops in my lap. And that's for anybody. I'm an idiot, bro. Anybody can have that stuff. You know? And I just want to encourage everybody out there that, hey, man, live the invented life. See, I invent me, not my situations. So let me shut up.
Myka's all hyped up over there.
Sorry, I'm quiet, man. Hey, when people like you come on the show, you inspire me. So what I'm doing right now, I'm literally writing down notes of what's holding me back. I wrote down a note on what I need to do because you gave me like so many ideas with what you were talking about. Like, I don't know if you know who Dr. Boyce Watkins is, but yeah. He said something today. He said, poor is passing over opportunities repeatedly, I think. And when I thought about that and the things you're saying, I like really brought that to me. And again, and I was like, dang, it's certain opportunities I'm passing over. That's my biggest thing that's holding me back. I sometimes don't look for an opportunity where it does exist.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What's holding you back, nothing's actually holding. Is something physically holding you back? Does somebody wrap a rope around your neck?
No.
Don't you see how you're creating that out of your mouth?
Yep.
It's not real. Oh, things are hard. Guess what? No, wood is hard. No, it's not. Wood is hard. This is not. And see, everything is in language. But just imagine everybody's having a conversation in your brain. Why not honor the one is going to allow you to create a new life for yourself? Yeah. You see, I'm not a presenter, and guess what? I'm not here to inspire, but I'm just reminding you, everyone on this phone call, of the greatness you are. Everybody is perfect, whole, and complete, but there's just barriers keeping from people seeing that. And one of my jobs that I've created myself is helping people remove that so they can live a life that they want.
Wow.
Everything that you need in life is already in you. But we have your past, what your father told you, you not being chosen on the basketball team. We've all added meaning that we're failures or we can't do it. And that sucker happened in the past. It's not even real. All you have is, hey, your past and your future is an illusion. All you have is now.
Sorry,
that's it.
You know, you're in. I don't know. It just came to my head. You ever seen the movie Rounders with Matt Damon? He's a poker player.
No, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. That's an old movie. It kind of helped kick off the whole Texas Hold'em poker thing. That
it.
They went crazy after that movie.
Sure.
But anyways, he had a buddy. He was like probably the best poker player he knows. But he always just went to the smaller games, just won what he could, and kept a low profile. He never went for the big win. And he asked him why he does that, or he was telling him, Matt Damon told his buddy, he's like, listen, he goes, yeah, because he was giving Matt Damon advice. He goes, you see all the angles, you're the best, you see all the angles, but you never play the hand. And he's like, I guess the guy's excuse, well, I got a wife, I got a kids, I got to take care of it. But when he said that, you see all the angles, you know everything, but you never play your hand. And I was like, that's a lot of people. I have buddies that are freaking brilliant. I mean, at so much stuff, but they're afraid to take that, to play the hand.
When I was homeless, that was a great example, man. And I want to appreciate you saying that because I really got a breakthrough. But when I was homeless, knowing didn't do it because I had the pedigree. I was living at my job at DirecTV. They didn't know it. But knowing didn't make the difference because how many of us were listening right now, how many of us know how to lose weight? Raise your hand. Yeah. At home, you're driving, put your left hand and raise your hand while you're listening to this right now. Stop. Don't look at your wife, and your wife don't look at your husband. You're both fat, and nothing's wrong. So raise your hand. Yeah.
I'm raising my hand right now.
Wife, we don't care that you just had a baby. You're fat, but we all know. We know. I got a gut too, but how many of us know how to lose weight?
Yeah,
see,
everybody.
Knowledge without action is just an insight.
Boom.
Knowledge without action is just an insight. You just got an insight. But you know that you've been transformed when you take action. Action is the catalyst for transformation.
Nice.
In the area of finances, your sex life, your family, is action. So I invite you guys all right now. This call is not about what to do, but it's really about what stops you when it comes to having the invented life. Do you guys agree with that? Can I say that?
Amen.
Yeah. Amen. So what are you guys getting out of this conversation? Like, what is opening up for you in your life when it comes to real estate and corporate housing? And what are you guys getting out of all this,
I literally just wrote a business plan.
Who's this guy?
I'm dead serious.
This is Myka, man. Don't mess around.
Somebody throw a brick at him.
No, man. You inspired me.
Steve, do you got a brick?
Seriously. I'll go find one.
I wrote a business plan.
Keep one under your desk, man. There has to be a brick. No, seriously. What do you mean by that? You really just wrote a business plan that quick?
Yes. I wrote a business plan on what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it by just listening to you.
Okay, but listen. Now, when is that? Now, listen. Now, we don't put a structure to that. Who's going to hold you accountable to that business plan?
My wife.
Your wife. So when are you going to? When is this business plan going to be done? When are you going to take your first action? By what date?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
You quitting this job tomorrow?
No, not that. But I'm taking action tomorrow.
Do you see? Now listen. If we don't put it in our calendar, it's just a dream.
Wow.
Right now I'm in the process of buying a high school in Ohio, and we're going to convert it to a hydroponics farm where we sell fruits and vegetables. And I'm only going to hire people who have had a felony, who have been on drugs. I'm going to give those people jobs and teach them. It's all about social entrepreneurship. I want to make a difference, right?
Right.
And so this has been going on. We have to close by the 15th, but it's been haphazard. And so my business partner is like, I said, dude, I'm tired of this. We got to get these financials together. I said, we got to put a structure into place. He said, what does that look like? I said, give me your times, and we're going to meet at this time every week to make sure we get this building done. It's about a $4.5 million project. When we started doing that, life took off. See, business plans are great. I do it too, but man, put it in your calendar. We put our calendar to work out, put it on our calendar, and then get accountability. I have a life coach that gives it to me every week. She told me today, and it's worth it. If you guys can get a mentor, she said, Adam, you don't live in a world that your word matters. You just give your word and you don't keep it. And you're not powerful when you do that. blew me away. I even put it on Facebook. And so she said, these are the areas of opportunity that you're not keeping your word as a businessman. You're missing appointments, you're late, and you can't create the event at life when you're just not your word. So I had to go through and I had to call the people and I had to restore my integrity with them, but the people haven't kept my word. That's what took me to the next level, is my word.
Nice. I'm interested in Myka's business plan.
Oh, I can actually tell you a little bit about it.
Yeah, please.
We want to hear about it.
It actually,
I'm talking too much.
It actually started last week when I talked to you, when you told me about, because you had told me the $5,000 story. But, okay, so I took action as soon as I got off the phone with you. I had I hold real estate meetups, right? Had a real estate meetup, met all these people. There's a lot of people I had already knew there. But there was a side of this table that, it was a few people I had never met before, so I went to the side of the table. And I start talking. I tell them what I do. They tell me what they do. The last guy to talk, he told me, he goes, oh, I'm trying to get into real estate. But what I do is I work for a staffing company for nurses and doctors. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. He goes, yeah, we have trouble finding places for people all the time because most people want to be on a lease. And I'm looking at this guy, and I told my wife, I said, come here. I said, no offense against this side of the table, but we just hit the jackpot. so she comes down, she talks to her, and he's like, yo, I didn't know you guys do that. I'm like, that's what I want. But then talking to you tonight, I added on to what I already knew because you said, go to these businesses. You know how to find out, hey, put them here, instead of owning the property. I already get inquiries about properties. I wasn't taking opportunities that were already there. People already tell me they want a place, but I didn't realize I can just go find the place. I'm looking like, oh, I don't have the place. I don't need to have the place.
Wow. Do you see what he just said? Do you see how he just invented a whole new realm of possibility? You just see that what just happened?
That's all. It's quiet.
Listening. Did you guys see? See, if he did not invent the possibility for himself of unlimited resources and making more money, that person would have said something to him. He would have just walked away. But because before he went there, he created that he wanted to make more income in the short terms, the opportunity, and he recognized it.
Nice.
You see what I'm saying? You have to create what you want before the opportunity shows up, because if it shows up and you haven't put it in your brain, you won't even recognize it.
That is true.
You see it? Okay, let me ask you a question. How many people, when they want to buy a new car, that's the only car they see on the road?
That's everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what? That's your dreams and your possibilities right there, too.
Wow. That is true.
That makes sense.
There it is. So I want everyone listening, man, write that dream. Literally create it. Say, go high and watch your life alter, because now it's going to start showing up.
Wow.
Yeah. I want a Tesla. Guess what? Guess what's the only thing I see now?
Teslas.
Yeah. Yeah. You may want a tall blonde for a wife. Guess what's the only thing you're going to notice?
Talk.
Steve may want to buy that new Speedo to wear.
There you go. I already got it. Sorry.
Oh, dang it. I'm sorry. I'm looking for mines now. So I'm looking for new Speedos. Guess what? That's the only thing I see. I hope they fit. But anyway,
Very stealthy. Very stealthy.
Wow.
That's brilliant, bro.
All right. Can I go back? Okay, your first step was Landmark, right? Landmark education. So
Landmark was for me. Yeah, Landmark was for me. Everybody goes that route. And then from there, I started picking the real estate courses. But Landmark gave me the power to really to remove anything. See, I was living in my past. I can't do this because this happened. This blah, blah, blah. And I was taking my past and putting it in my future. So by my past being in my future, there's no space for me to really have the life that I want, because I'm looking backwards going forward.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So hey, I can. You know what? I had to file bankruptcy too. I filed bankruptcy like in 2013 after everything, and I never did real estate anymore after that because that happened. Well,
Yeah.
I can't do it because I failed. And then my coach was like, so people who file bankruptcy can't be successful. They can't buy. Is there anything? I was like, you're right. And then a whole new realm of possibility happened. What do? You get a partner who has good credit, or you find someone else to partner with you. And that's what happened. And we built up, and there it is.
Nice.
Wow.
Now I'm back to normal.
So
But if I never invented that possibility, I would have never saw it. So I was at Landmark, and someone said, hey, I want to flip houses. I said, well, you know what? I used to do it. I said, can we partner? Yep. Boom. Started Velocity Innovations.
Velocity Innovations.
Wow, man.
So what did you learn from, because you did it before the crash, and of course the crash, wiped everything out.
No,
And-
I had all my houses. No, my 2009 wiped me out. It wiped everybody in that Toledo, Detroit area.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody got wiped out. Right where we make the cars.
Yeah.
That's the only industry we had. When those big three went done, I mean, I lost maybe $1 million or $500,000 in equity.
Wow.
Literally every house. If you bought a house for $100,000, it was worth 30, and you can't settle unless you bring the difference. So you just had to let it go.
Wow.
Yeah, it was rough.
And did you
So I
have
moved.
a family at the time, wife and kids?
No, thank God, man.
Okay.
Thank God I didn't. No, I didn't have any of that. No. So, but I went through a serious depression, and then I couldn't find anything because it was hard for me to find a job. So I moved to Oklahoma. And when you've been self-employed, it's hard to get a job. And the ones that you get, they act like you never worked before. They bring you back to the beginning. It was rough. I was at a call center, man. And I tell these stories. I tell these stories because I want to let the world know that you're looking at someone who went from having nothing to food. I mean, this is not that long ago to where I'm at now. I'm not saying that I'm wealthy, but man, I just changed the way I was thinking, and this stuff started showing up.
I will say this though: if you would have called me from one of those call centers, I would have definitely bought the cruise, man.
You know what? I would have hung up on you. I would have hung up on you. That's what I would have done. See, I can't stand this guy. How did I get on this show?
I would have bought 2 cruises. Let's do it.
All right, Mr. Speedo. All right.
So you were in Detroit when the crash happened?
Toledo, Ohio, Detroit. They're about
Okay.
they're 45 minutes from each other. They're pretty much the same city. Oh yeah, man. I'm from Toledo, Ohio, which is 30 minutes south from Detroit. So it's the exact same economy. People from Toledo work in Detroit, so it's just a suburb. Yeah,
Wow.
I was there for all of that.
Wow, man. And that's a true story. Are you going to write a book?
It's not really about me writing a book, man. Do you know what I struggle with, guys?
What is it?
I
ADD.
struggle with that too. What are we talking about again? I forgot.
How about the Buckeyes? Go
Oh, yeah, the
Buckeyes.
Buckeyes. One of the things that, and I'm being vulnerable right now because if it can make a difference, is that I share this story because I like to look good. If you're anything like me, I like to look good. I like to act like I've never been through anything. But I was just being a fake. And so what happens is that when I share my story, I don't mind looking bad, quote unquote, if it's going to inspire someone to take action. You see what I'm saying? So if I know that I can write a book that someone's is going to get inspiration and make a difference, and that they're left, if I can find out what people want and I can reliably deliver that to them where they feel perfect and complete, I will do it. But right now in my life, it's all about making a difference and making a world that works for everyone. That's what I'm doing right now. So I don't know. That may be on the table. I'm not sure.
I'll tell you this. I think you've inspired us and all of our listeners, and we're only halfway in. And so I think a book would definitely inspire them.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm pretty boring, so I don't know if anyone is.
Yeah, you don't sound boring.
Not at all.
I'd go to a Buckeyes game with you.
Come on, brother. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Detroit, real quick. We just barely touched on Detroit. Myka's
Sure.
been looking into dipping his toe into the Detroit market. Is that a smart decision?
it's all about what Mike has the tools to make the decision himself. I can invite him to consider to really, okay, what is his goal and what is his outcome and what is he looking for? You know, and I invite him to consider to look at, okay, how's the economy there? You know, Oklahoma, let me tell you something. I'm going to put it like this. I'm doing the same thing that I did in Toledo, but I don't have half the problems because Oklahoma doesn't have this as a better economy. Where you're at right now is a gold mine because you have jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're at right now is a gold mine. Where I'm at is a gold mine. So I highly recommend that you may get the cheaper house for $5,000, but you have to look at, okay, is it a good neighborhood? Will you have to evict every month because everybody's laid off because of the one industry they have there? I don't know. You have to discover what works for you and it doesn't.
Okay. So, because I've been hearing people say the economy's coming back. I heard Amazon has a building out there. And that's why I was looking.
Building? Yes or no? Is that confirmed?
It's like a little subsidiary building, not the main.
It's not the headquarters. No.
Yeah, not the HQ. But I actually have a guy staying in one of my. He's staying in one of my private rooms. He's corporate. And he was telling me about Detroit. He was like, the only thing is, the economy's still struggling. And he used himself as an example. He goes, I have to fly out to different places to do my construction jobs. Yeah. And I was like, oh. And it also made me kind of rethink Detroit. Like, whoa, I didn't know that.
I think that you have the power to transform anything. I made it in Toledo, Ohio, but you quadruple. You know, I don't know. I don't know how. You know, I heard it. I just spoke to someone. Where was I at in Dallas at the Cotton Bowl, and they said that Detroit is completely gentrified now. Like it's gentrified to the most. I'm like, really? So I don't know. I can. What I'm gonna say like this. What makes me have never lose money in flipping is that my secret is called the DOM. If you go to a realtor, they have something called. I say, what's the DOM? Now, guys, please do your own research. I'm not a professional. I'm not guaranteeing that anything that I'm saying on here works. Okay, so I'm not guaranteeing anything. So we're listening out there. But one of the things that I use as an analysis is called the days on market. Now, the areas the days on market, so that basically they take an average of how long does it take for a house to sell. Mm-hmm. So if the days on market is 30 days, I don't mind waiting 30. That's great in Oklahoma. Guess what? That means if I would buy a house, that means I know it's going to sell quick in that area. Do you get what I'm saying about Detroit?
Yeah.
Yeah, call a realtor. Find out, hey, what's the DOM? Are people moving in? And then those analytics would give you a decision for you to make. Tell that guy talking to you, tell him to kick rocks. You can go straight there and get the answer.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
good advice. What percentage do you do flips to corporate rental?
I'm doing them both. I have a goal right now. Like right now, I'm rehabbing 4 houses right now. Yeah.
Damn.
Can I tell you how I got into the short-term rental?
Yes, please.
Yeah, please.
This is going to be very interesting. So, my business partner, Mary Jo, MJ, who I met at Landmark, beautiful human being, gave me a chance, and now she's very happy. Just business. We did a deal where we were flipping this house. Well, anyways, we got it done, and this is going to blow you guys away. And I'm gonna give you an investment tidbit too that's going to alter your life. So the people who are listening right now, get your pen out and paper and write down. Put the baby back. Put the baby back in the chair.
Yeah, unless you're driving.
Yes, unless you're driving. Get rid of that chicken McNugget. My chicken McNugget down too. Put that down. Okay, I'm back. I'm talking. I got a chicken McNugget. I'm joking. I'm a vegan. So So anyways, what happened was so we we were done flipping this house, but we got done in September. Some things, we made some mistakes, but people know, if you know anything about real estate, that the number one time to flip your house is around like February to like August. You would make an extra 25%. Literally happens.
Damn.
Like right now, I have a house that is complete. It's been complete for a month, but I have not listed it yet because there's reasons. If I just wait to February, I probably will make an extra 25 to 30% just by listing in the spring. Okay,
Wow.
We ran the math. It works. Okay. So, anyways, we got done. The election was happening. Trump. There was the year that Trump was about to get elected and all that, and that is the worst. That is the worst time that people don't buy during election. So we're like, oh my God, this house is going to sit. I got this hard money loan on it. What am I going to do? So I was like, hey, let's stage it. But when we stage it, make it so that people can stay in there. Let's try Airbnb. I am not making this up. We got booked so much, right? We got booked so much that we had to push the closing back 3 months because I said, hey, we can't give up this money. So yeah, we got booked, and we were so successful. And the great thing about flipping and Airbnb, I'm giving you guys some secrets at the same time, because now I could refinance the house, right? Pull the equity out that's tax-free. So, for example, say I have 100 into it, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's worth, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
And it's worth $200,000, right? The bank is going to give me, I can go to the bank now and say, hey, can I get rid of this hard money loan at 12%? Can you refinance me? They'll go up to 65%. I don't know 65% of 200,000. I think it's like 130. All right, can we just say that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now I think it's like 140, 150, whatever, guys. Well, anyways, so now I get to pull that extra equity out of $40,000 or $50,000, and someone else is paying my note, my short term. I got rid of the hard money, and then if somebody wants to see the property, I just block that day out.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I do that for every flip. I do now.
You know what?
So now, what's happened today? Now I'm able to pull 100,000 out and not worry about the note because I'm booked solid. I have my short term and corporate pay that note while I advance myself my money until it sells.
That's the Burr strategy on steroids.
That's what the lady with the duplex is doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Everything you want comes. You just explained it. She blacks out days, so when you... And then she's getting booked. Wow.
Yep.
Learning a lot tonight, man.
Yeah, so when someone says, so you got this flip, well, wait a minute. Well, what if somebody wants to see it? I just block out that day. That's just one day I don't rent it. That's it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But if I had a long-term tenant, I got to make sure the place is clean, and all that. I got a cleaning crew. Everything is automated. Everything is automated. I don't meet any of my short-term rentals. Never. I don't meet them at all.
So you would only, using that method, you would only rent it out like a month in advance. So that way, if someone did go in there and see it, wanted to buy it, they can be in there within a month.
Well, okay, let's do the math. So I'll give you exactly right now. So I have a house right now that got rented before I even put it on Airbnb. I mean, literally, I'm getting about $4,000 a month.
Wow.
Right? Well, anyways, I told them that one of the rules is that you have to keep it showroom ready, and that part of my rules is that you have to have the bed made every day, and they get 24 hours. It's been no problem. Does that make sense? You give them the rules up front because they're going to be homeless. Because you got to understand that you got these people, like those nurses. They should be making up their. They don't mind making up their bed and keeping their house clean.
Huh.
It doesn't stop anything. It doesn't. It doesn't stop anything. So in Tulsa, I'm not getting viewed every week. So like maybe once or 2 weeks, they got to make up their bed for one day.
Huh.
Yeah. It doesn't. In fact, it doesn't indulge anything.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Good idea, man.
Yeah, my short-term tenants treat my house better than my long-term tenants because what happens is people don't want a bad review publicly. They know when they leave my place, I'm going to go right on Airbnb, VRBO, and be like, these people suck. They smell, the cat pissed on the excuse my language, the cat urinated on, so that's what's going on with that, man. I believe that I think that everything can work out, and it does. Get things out of the box. That's it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Wow.
So Myka's inspired. I'm inspired. I'm sure our listeners are inspired. So landmark education, then you started doing the real estate thing, and that's what you've been doing ever since. You looking at other avenues of making money?
Yeah, I'm doing the flip thing. The corporate housing thing is really taking off. I just tested that market. The thing that I told you what I did with the lady, that's what I'm going to be focusing on, and really just really creating a course to really walk people to do what I'm doing and really make a difference for them life. I'm getting into assisted living facilities, and I bought a building for that, and we're going to get that licensed already.
Big money there.
REL.com?
Excuse me?
Are you on REL.com?
Of course. I just got back from there. We were just speaking at their convention in October.
Wow, yeah, I just found out about that.
I was just there with Gene, and I got pictures with him, and he had my business partner speak there, and we had the most attended talk of anyone. We beat everybody.
Wow.
We beat everyone. It was amazing. So now listen, that group cost $35,000 to get in, that group, and I went there. And I met my current business partner, the one that we're buying the high school. I met him there. That's who I met him for this next project that we're doing.
You are officially on it, man. Like this is probably you're up there with Al Williamson as far as inspiring.
No, I would like to get his dust. This is lit. He has forgotten. Al Williams has forgotten more than what I even know. I would like to get it what he's forgotten. That human being is unhuman. You hear me, man?
He is unhuman.
He is.
Yeah. And I mean, I love God, but man, that guy is brilliant. I highly recommend if anyone wants to really master what stopped them, and of course, go to Al Williams' course. Landlord, it's really amazing. He's really an amazing guy.
He speaks softly but carries a big stick.
A huge stick.
Yeah.
The biggest stick I've ever seen. You hear me? This doesn't sound right. Let me take that back. I got set up. You set me up for that one.
Talk about Speedos today.
Yeah. This is for the... Listen, I didn't mean it that way. I've never seen any type of stick that was metaphorically. Stop laughing. I don't like sticks at all.
Except for owls.
Yeah, except for him. You got me. I've been exposed. I take it. You got me.
All right, let me just selfishly jump in and ask you some questions about how I'd want to change my situation. I was kind of down in the dumps today because I got a water bill from my house that I'm Airbnb-ing, and it was a big one, and it was huge. I usually get around $50 water bill, went up to 80, and I think I got a leaky pipe, and I'm like, oh, there goes a few $100. I'm going to get someone in there and dig up and fix the pipe, and I was like, man, how long is this? I was just seeing all the bad stuff that could, Airbnb, I'm making a little bit of money, but still I got to fix every single problem in the house.
Now, what if you arbitrage that? What if that was somebody else's property? My pipe broke yesterday. My pipe, hold on. I'm not making this up, so you guys don't mind. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm going to get my business partner. She can verify this. Where is she at? She's on a conference call, too. MJ, come over here. You're on a live call. Are you on a call right now? Forget it. So anyway, my Airbnb, which is arbitrage, my client ran over the meter. He was drunk. He lied. He said he hit it with his knee. I said, sir, you cannot break steel with your knee. He said, I hit it with my knee. I said, no, you didn't. You hit it with a semi-truck. That meter would have hurt Superman. Why are you lying? You know? So, bro, he hits it. Gas going everywhere. He says, and so the gas company says, hey, don't turn your cell phone on, don't light a match. I mean, the whole neighborhood's going to blow up. You hear me?
Oh, my God.
Now, guess what? Guess who had to take care of it?
Oh, the landlord.
The
Oh,
owner.
the owner. Oh, my gosh. Damn.
It was amazing. When
sucks for
stuff
him.
breaks, I need it fixed, I fix it, and I take it off the rent.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's the way
Now,
to
guys,
live, man.
Get your pen. Let's get your pen and paper out. Why arbitrage? Why it's better? Well, I'm sorry, not better, but it may work for you.
Okay.
Well, real quickly, what you made me think
Go ahead.
about that. You called him the owner, and really, a lot of these guys that are renting houses, me included, do we really own the house? The bank owns it. We're just facilitating it to other people.
That's it. The bank owns it.
We get to pay everything that goes wrong with it, but we don't own the damn thing.
They own the thing, and you just get a little write-off.
That's
You see what language does? But
Yes.
we do it because we get to say we're owners.
I'm a
No, we're
homeowner.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're renting
we're
that thing for
bragging
30
in
years.
debt. Yeah, I can't even, we're broke. We have to sell our car to get gas money, but we got a great house. I tell you.
Sorry, I cut you off. You were gonna go into something there.
Because I cut you off first. I'm sorry. I do that. It's the ADHD. I tell you, squirrel. I mean, I get distracted. I apologize. What was I saying? I
You're
forgot.
saying, get
man.
your pens out right now, or you're saying.
Oh, get your pens out. Okay, guys. So a lot of people are wondering, why would somebody want to invest in doing an arbitrage if they don't own it, they sublease, and they don't get to own anything? They don't get to write it off, right? Great. So you're this great owner, and you own it. Great. You get a little write-off on it. If something breaks, you got to take care of everything.
Yeah.
Now, me, I'm making a consistent cash flow. If something breaks, I don't have to take care of anything, right?
Right.
Now, you're going to go, so let's say we have a $100,000 home,
Yeah.
and you want to buy it in a rental. Let's do the math, a rental. Now, the bank's going to make you bring $20,000 down.
Yeah.
Then after that $20,000, you got to rehab it probably, so another 30, and then, to short term, you got to bring furniture. You got about 40,000 in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to be paying investment rates. So you're probably going to be paying in between from 7, depending on your credit, to 8%. So after you do everything, right, you're probably only making a $200 spread. Now, let's do your payback. So you invested 40, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're making $200 a month profit. So that's $2,400 you're making year profit. Is that right? Is my math all right?
Right.
But you invested about 30 to 40,000. So you're going to have to take that 2,400 and divide that into that 40,000 to see when you're going to be able to get your money back. That's probably 15 to 20 years. Do you guys get what I did? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, arbitrage, you go and sublease, you pay first month's rent and a deposit. It's free usually, depending on the month. So now I pay $800 a month. I pay my furniture. It was about $2,000 to $3,000, and now I'm clearing about $600 to $700 a month. Now my payback is 4 to 5 months. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does it make sense? Let me know.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes
Makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah. So if I had $40,000 instead of buying that one, just if I took that, what if I got a whole bunch of, sublease places, the arbitrage? I'll have 10 to 15, which is making me $500 each one.
That's beautiful. Yeah, you're right.
Do the math.
I guess we all came off of that, reading The Rich Dad Poor Dad, listening to Bigger Pockets, and hearing the accumulate houses means you're gonna make wealth. You're gonna get wealth out of that. And so we're like, okay, we'll start buying these houses. Then quickly we learned, oh crap, we got to fix the crap when it breaks down. You know, there goes our profit every month, you know.
Yeah. You know, let me ask you a question. Let me throw this out there. Who is more rich? I got a guy that makes $1 million. And he makes $1 million a year. But his disposable income is $50,000. But I got another guy that makes $300,000. But his disposable income is $75,000. Who's more rich?
I guess the second guy, right?
Exactly.
Wow. I'm on the right track, man. I'm on the right track. You just inspired me, Mr. James.
Yeah, they make more money, but they're house poor. I'm not saying everybody. I'm not saying not to buy. I think real estate ownership is amazing. You know, it's all about what your goal. You know, there's some advantages to some, but I like having, you know, the $5,000 and $10,000 a month with no work.
Yeah, that's true. And I was having one of those meltdown moments when I'm like thinking about that pipe. I was something else going wrong. I got to fix that one because it broke last year. And then I was like, why don't I just sell my properties and put it all in the stock market? The stock market's kicking ass right now. I should just throw it in there and passive income it.
Yeah, but, you know, guess what? The market does things too.
Yeah, it goes down too.
Yeah, brother. Goes down.
So you don't invest in the stock market?
I used to work for Merrill Lynch. I was a stockbroker, in fact.
Oh,
you know, I have all those licenses, everything.
Ground zero.
Yeah, I mean, in a mutual fund, or things like that with my my financial advisor. You know, but I hate to say, you make more money instead of going to the stock market. You could put that in an IRA investment. You'll make more, most likely. You do the analytics over time. You make more in real estate. My business partner, I'm gonna give you an example. How can I say this? I want to make sure I protect her. She had all her money in mutual funds. I mean, a decent amount. And I said, listen, you are making like 5%. I said, what if we could take that in real estate, which you can see the asset, right?
Yeah.
See, it's going up and down. Real estate doesn't go down usually, depending on your economy. I said, take that and let's buy real estate, start flipping. Her advisor told her, no, she's made I say 1,000,000%. I'm not making that up. She's made more of one deal than she ever made with that financial advisor. I'm not joking.
Wow.
She's never going back. She said, I won't be coming back to you.
Well, that's how they get paid, though, the financial advisors.
Yeah.
They push
so
products
if you want to make 3%, 4%, hey, go for it. But if you want to make like 60 to 70% on your money, then I don't know. You gotta look at that.
So do you use like a self-directed IRA?
I've done that before. I've done that for some of it. Yes, I've done that before. But right now, no. I have investors. I got people. I have investors that are giving me a decent amount of money, and they get a check every month. Every month.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, every month. So, you know, I probably raised personally over $500,000 in investors my first year in the business.
That's great.
You're doing it, man. You are officially doing it.
We're all doing it.
Yes, we are.
You're doing it too. Listen, I couldn't be who I am right now. All I have is present if you guys didn't give me the opportunity to be on the show. I'm committed to making a difference. And I couldn't do that if you guys didn't have this show right now.
Thank you.
Because you only can show up in the listening of other people. You can't be a leader if you have no one following you. You can't be a dad unless you have a dog, kids. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's because you guys provide this show that it gives me an opportunity to make a difference for someone who's listening. So I just want to tell you, thank you so much for being who you guys are.
Well, thank
You're
you
doing it.
for doing this show.
Yeah,
I mean,
thank
people
you.
like you are why we do this show.
Yeah, because people like you we want to meet people like you, present them to the listeners, and you did a great job of inspiring the listeners. I guarantee I'm going to get people probably asking for your contact information. But don't worry, we won't give it out. So
you better get that. Listen, if you guys want coaching, you better give my stinking number out.
I got you.
Give it out, pager. Give him my social security number. If you want it, it's blank, blank, blank. Mind your business, but I'll give anything. Heck yeah. No, seriously, if someone contacts you and they really inspire me, I whatever you guys want, whatever you need, I'm open to make a difference. The greatest thing I can tell you besides Christ is my Savior, but I would highly recommend, and I don't make any money. I don't make a dime, but I tell you, go to Landmark for, it's only a weekend. And it's only a weekend course, and I tell you that life, you would be able to almost do anything. You don't need to go. Nothing's wrong with you. You don't need any fixing. But I always tell people they deserve to go. And the only thing they're going to do is help you discover what stopped you. That's it.
Oh, cool, man. I'm going for sure. I got it already up here on my computer, saved, ready to roll.
We can talk about it afterwards. I probably can get you a little hook up, bro. I got you.
Yeah.
I don't work for them at all. I don't get paid. I don't work for them. But that building in Dallas, that's why I'm always there. I'm there this weekend. Because we spend so much time. I've read so many books in real estate, but people really don't deal with this stuff that stops you. This stuff that stops you, Steve. This stuff that stops you. We're in even me. We're talking about our past, and this happened last year. So, but man, that stuff is not even real. We're living as though that's going to happen again, and now you're frozen in time.
Yeah,
that's what happened to me. I filed bankruptcy, therefore I can't do real estate again. For years, almost 8 years, I never touched real estate again until someone said, "Who told you that?" Like me? I said, "Is it real?" "No." Go get your first house.
That's true.
Now my credit's great.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, back to some selfish advice. Here's my dilemma. Like I said, I got that house. I'm Airbnb now, and making decent money, whatever. But it has been frustrating. Some guests, leaving it dirty, stuff like that, turnovers, and I'm like, I'm looking towards the corporate route, but I think I'm gonna have to up my game by getting fixing it up, better furniture, doing some touch-ups here and there, and I'm thinking about how much I might have to dip some money into it. Now, I'm kind of in limbo because of that, you know what I'm saying? And I do have another rental in Arlington, but that's a long-term rental. That one's paying for itself, and I'm making cash flowing, about $400 on that, which is pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Your goal is 500 and 400. That's really good.
Okay, cool.
That's excellent work,
but I can bring that up.
But
I was thinking of bringing that one up on a corporate rental too. Mm-hmm. But anyways, what's Myka doing over there?
Not bad.
But anyways, what would you suggest if I'm like, well, I don't know if I want to. I don't have the money to put like $5,000 getting high end furniture, getting it real, beautified or whatever. I don't know. Okay. To get a corporate ready, how would I approach that?
Okay, so let's. I invite you to consider something. Can I offer you something?
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing from you is that you have this corporate rental, right? And in your opinion, it probably needs a little upgrade. Am I correct?
Well, right now it's just Airbnb, but I want to turn it. I want to turn it into corporate. And in my mind, I think I have to pick up my game some to get it corporate.
Okay, ready. So why can't you just get more? Why can't you get more bookings then?
Why can't I get more bookings?
Can you get more? Have you ever considered just getting more? Finding out what's missing if it was there would really make a difference in your Airbnb. What's missing in it?
I guess some better furniture, stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
What are your reviews saying? Your client, let me tell you something. Your guests will let you know what you need to improve on.
Yeah, that's true.
Are they giving you feedback?
They're giving me feedback, yeah.
And are they saying that your furniture sucks?
No. I think one of them did suggest I get better furniture, But I think I'm out, counterbalancing it by I'm charging the low rates right now because I just started in October and I wanted to make Superhost before I started raising my rates.
Well, yeah, we'll raise them. You see, are you Superhost yet?
Not yet. I guess by the 14th we find out.
I invite you to consider raise your rates after 5. Once you get 5 positive reviews, raise your rates. Because, remember, our thinking limits? Do you know when I raised my rates, I got a better clientele?
Nice.
I told someone, yeah. Because, you get what you what? Pay for. So I don't know. But I'm just telling you, when I raised my rates, after you got those 5 reviews and people look at it, I raised my rates. And consider something. Maybe it has nothing to do with your furniture. Maybe it has nothing to do with the location. Maybe it just happens to do with your how it occurs to you.
Right,
right. Like if it occurs to you as work and all that, then you're not going to attract that. It's kind of a law of attraction.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just invite you to look at that. But I know that you have the power to transform it. And then in your conversation, you say, well, I don't have the money to really make a difference. Maybe it has nothing to do with money. It's about who you are when it comes to that place.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? If you see it as if you see it as a place that's going to waste money, that's exactly what you're going to get. But when you really get that you're a person of abundance and that you create a space where people can come and connect and families can come in and create memories, that's what you're going to get, brother. Is that making sense to you?
You're like Yoda.
Come on, man. Jedi. Come on, man. You say I look like, oh my God.
A little green Jedi here.
A little green guy. So, or man, and a lot of people talk about money, you could get a partner. Credit cards. You could get someone and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. I would like to up this and give them a percentage.
I need to borrow Mahogany. You don't mind, Myka? Help me fix up the place.
Yeah, man. It's cheap.
You may not need to fix it up. You mentioned now this is where that they're just. Do you know they never trashed my place ever?
Wow.
And I've never in over a year had they ever. The worst case they forgot. The worst thing they didn't take out of the trash. I've never had an issue. What is your secret, Adam? Everybody calls me. Oh, do you know what you probably don't have? Do you have your rules, your house policy with the surcharges posted all around your Airbnbs?
No, I don't.
Exactly. Take your rules. I knew you didn't. That's why they're doing it. And I have my rules in places that I have it on the urinal. If they look under the bed, I have it everywhere. And I put it in this nice, beautiful frame. I don't call it house rules. I said, here's the house policy. I don't call it a charge. I say, this is the surcharge. I send them the rules before they get there, and I send them before they leave. They're constantly inundated with what they're, and they always do it.
Wow.
You ever notice when you go to a hotel, you don't even know it's subliminally, please don't smoke. Use the same towel. You naturally do it and don't even know you're doing it.
Yeah. That's true.
Does that make sense, guys?
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
So maybe you don't need. Maybe I invite you to consider. Maybe it's not that you need better furniture. Maybe there's something missing in the management. I just invite you to look at that. I don't know. You're going to have to discover that for yourself.
I'm doing it, man. I'm jacking up my rates today, right now.
You know what's funny? All my timeshares, I added a cleaning fee to them, which tremendously boosted the profit that I'm getting, right? And like me and Mahogany were like, let's hopefully. Remember, I said I hope that I wanted the other owners to do it too. I was like, forget it, I did it myself, and I've been getting a whole ton of bookings. People feel like more money is better.
Yep. And
LeVar Ball.
And guess what? You get rid of the riffraffs when your price is higher.
Yes, you do.
You get rid of. I told my mom to raise her rents. She got rid of the complainers. I never forget that. And I learned that. Yeah, raise your price.
I brought the name up LeVar Ball to Myka the other day because I flip on ESPN And I've always seen front page,
man.
first article, second article is always LeVar Ball. I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
I
He has
love
a
him.
kid on the Lakers. Okay, whatever. And he has his other two kids. One of them broke the law in China, and he said he's talking trash to Trump. Trump's talking back to him. The president of the United States talking to this guy. And I'm like, it just dawned on me. This guy's kind of a genius. He's bringing all this attention to his brand, Big Baller brand.
Yep.
He's never sold a shoe in his life, and
Never.
yet he's gonna have like all the. His sons might not turn out to be the best, but he's gonna have other athletes sign under Big Baller. I mean, this guy's a genius.
The best thing I seen was today when I watched the Lithuania game. He
Was it
had
good?
the Big Baller brand on the middle of the court.
You're joking. Are you being serious?
Yes, his
He convinced him
brand
to do that?
was on the middle of the court,
It's-
and it was presented by the Big Baller brand. He has gone to another country, put his kids into this system.
Wow.
He's a genius.
And took him out of college, too.
Yes, took him out of
Now
college.
the
high school,
and now the NBA is going to be begging for them to come back. Unbelievable.
I love it.
But look what happens when you don't listen to the internal dialogue in your brain. They told him no. He says, no, I don't accept that. I can get it done.
Damn.
Ooh.
And all that free publicity every single week, man. It's insane. He's a
It's
genius.
insane.
He's a
It's
genius, man.
insane. And you know what? We're all geniuses. You are too.
Yes, we are.
So you're a genius. Everyone listening to this is a genius. The only difference that separates us and geniuses is that they just take action.
So don't ask, why can't I do it? How can I do it, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
You're cause of the matter. When I mean cause of the matter, it means that you can cause the matter to shift. There's always a way to get something done.
Man, inspiring show, man. This is...
I literally just posted on our Live Let Thrive Facebook page. You are going to be inspired to become an entrepreneur after listening to this episode.
I hope they can. You know what? I get it. And I really, we're all inspiring each other. I'm inspired by you. I'm inspired that you started this show. I'm inspired that you guys took the action to give information, to give a way for people to learn about short-term housing. I mean, I'm just as enrolled in your possibility. It goes everything. And if the people listening right now, they wouldn't get access to this if you guys didn't both say yes. So I'm getting just as much as you are. But what if it has, I don't want, my goal is not to inspire, but if they can take an action, I want people to be transformed. Not change, because change, you got to go back to the past to undo it. But transformation is when you disappear your past, and now you're able to create. I want people to be transformed and left with who they are, the divinity that they are, that they're perfect, and that God. I don't mean to impose my beliefs, but that we're all co-creators, and you have the power to create the life that you want in real estate and finance. Why not every area in your life be created and invented by you? They'd be powerful. We can have that.
Yes, we can.
Let go of the shackles of the past.
That's it, brother. Because all you got is now. God, we carry so much baggage. We have this book back of everything we can't do. Man, I got this, and I failed here, and I didn't get this promotion. We just carry this stuff on our back.
Yeah.
We just need to get rid of that weight, man.
Cut it loose. I love it.
Yeah. I like to deal with the total person. Yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah, I can tell you how to get short-term rentals, but man, imagine if all three of us can really make a difference to the people listening, that they have a fully powerful life in every area of your life, when relationships, love and infinity, and their community and their children and family. Why not have it all? And that's what you guys are doing right now.
Transforming
Right now.
lives on this show, man.
Yes,
That
we
is,
are.
man. You are transformation.
That's a trip. We love it, man. It makes me feel good about
Me
doing
too.
this show. Feel better. I love doing this show, but yeah, man, that's awesome. If we can inspire one person, that's all it takes.
That's great, man. That's great. That's great.
We appreciate you being on with us and blowing our minds like Al Williamson style. Where can people find you, reach you?
They can reach me. I got a Facebook page. Just go to Velocity Innovations in Tulsa. They can contact me. You can put my number out there if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's you could contact me at 918-818-1001, and also you guys could contact me on my Facebook, my corporate housing page. If you guys want, Oklahoma Corporate Housing. .com. That's out there. I think it's already up and running. They called me today about that. Any ways you want to. If anybody contacts you, guys can contact me. But just let everybody know I am coming out with a course on what I'm doing. I'm going to really, Al has the short term, but I'm going to be focusing on getting to the know. Like, how do you go to a realtor or go to an owner and arbitrage and get them to tell you yes, that, hey, let's partner, and you can start doing your short-term housing. I'm going to teach people exactly how to contact the different agencies, like what he had, the travel nursing and all that, and really keep your pace book. That's in the process of that happening now. If you guys are interested in that, contact me. I'm open to anything. If you need coaching, I'm here. If you guys need coaching on how to get started or what stops you when it comes to your short-term housing or needs, just let me know. You got my phone number. Or contact Steve. They know how to find me, okay?
Awesome, man.
Awesome, man. You were a great guest. Thank you for being on.
Have me back, brother. I hope you have me back again.
Oh, definitely, man. Definitely.
Thank you. Have me back.
Every month.
I request you have me back on this show soon when I get my course up. And I want to come back. I'm inspired by you guys.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You inspire us.
Definitely.
Big time. We're going to change the world.
It's already being done, brother.
We're already changing it. Language, man. Language.
Yeah, man. It's all in language, man.
Well, Adam James, we appreciate you so much. And give it up for Adam. It's awesome show.
Thank you.
Be the highest rated ever.
I can thank the little people, the big people, the mom and dad. Thank you.
And we will have you back soon. Thank you so
Definitely.
much, man.
Thank you, man. Guys, don't stop what you're doing. And really get that because of this show, one person's life is altering because of you guys. One person right now is bringing out their notebook, they're writing the vision, and they're making steps because you guys created a show where people can get inspired and get the information that will support them. Really get how powerful you guys. I'm really touched and honored to be on this show. And thank you.
Amen.
Thank you,
Saying
man.
yes, man. Right?
Definitely.
All right.
brother.
Thank you so much,
All right.
Adam.
Take care, guys.
All right, take
Have
care.
a good day. Ciao.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And we're back. Wow.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was off the charts, bro.
Yeah, that was up there with he's that Al Williamson type of vibe to him, man. They seem like they're brothers or something, from another mother.
And that's his mentor, Al Williamson. Yeah. Go check out our Al Williamson show. That was one of the early ones, right?
Yeah, one of the early ones.
And it's a great show. Al's a great dude, real soft spoken. This guy's like Al, but more, more extroverted.
Energetic.
Yeah, exactly. And he just gets you going. You're like, dude, I want to just run through freaking brick wall now. You know what I'm saying? I want to climb a mountain. And so it was a great. I hope y'all got something. I know y'all got something out of that. We did too. Well, I mean, I've already got. I mean, if you're looking for the nuts and bolts, actionables, there's a few. It's a little bit. It's mostly inspirational because he's saying like the questions I had about my rentals is like, you know how to do it. You know what you got to do. You just got to do it.
Remember what he said. Knowing does nothing. Take action. We all know how to lose weight. Take action. He's real big on that. I love it. Take action.
Do it. The only limitations are yourself,
Definitely.
That's it's mind blowing, man. I love it. I freaking love it. So that was episode 38. Hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed bringing it to you, and we hope maybe we inspire somebody here.
Definitely.
Because we do this for y'all. Mm-hmm. It's so great when we go to these meetups and people are like, wow, we listen to your show. And say, really? That's kind of crazy, but that's cool, man. It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
And hopefully y'all get something out of it. We love doing it, and hey, he's inspiring us to take this show to the next level too, man.
Yeah, definitely.
And so yeah, we're just blown away. Glad y'all are part of this. We're all in this together.
Definitely, we're all in this together. Remember, we are all great. We are all geniuses. Straight up.
So where can they find us?
So, yeah, they can find us at liveletthrive.com. Hit us up at liveletthrive@gmail.com. Call us 469-300-9100. Check us out. Yeah, I already said liveletthrive.com. Facebook. Check us out at Live Let Thrive on Facebook. You
Check
can
out,
find
his information too.
Yeah.
Velocity Innovation.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
He left his phone. He said all the websites on there. We'll put them on the show notes. And you can reach Adam James at 918-818-1001. Call him up. He'll inspire you, blow your mind.
Yeah. He's man. I knew he was inspired when Al Williamson told me to have him on the show. So, yeah. But thanks for listening. This is another episode of Live Let Thrive. Peace.
Peace out. Fist bump. Boom. Later.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Live, Let, Thrive. Be sure to tune in next week for all the latest in the world of Airbnb and all that entails. Bye-bye.